Hi everyone, it's this week's Ask Rad. And yes, I am holding up three decks because I decided to do something different this week. I wanted to pull a single card from three of my angel decks in order to get the angel messages for the week for November 4th through the 11th. So we are using Angel Tarot cards, Archangel Power Tarot cards, and Angel Answer Oracle cards in order to get our angel messages for the week for November 4th through the 11th. So let's get started. So got the Angel Tarot cards for Monday, Tuesday. Okay. And then we've got Archangel Power Tarot cards for Wednesday, Thursday. Hi, Instagram. Hey, Facebook. Hey, you guys. All right, that's that. And finally, Angel Answer Oracle cards for the weekend. What should we be focusing on for the weekend? Let's find out what Angel Answer Oracle cards have to say. Okay. All right. So we got our cards. So for Monday and Tuesday, from Angel Tarot cards, we have Queen of Air. So this is really interesting because I am currently finishing up the manuscript for my next tarot deck, which will come out in 2019. And the last cards that I'm writing about are the court cards. And I just this morning wrote the description for Queen of Air, which is one of my favorite court cards. And so for Monday and Tuesday, it asks us to be very discerning. It asks us to sort of try to put emotions aside and make our decisions from a very analytical state, from a very logical state. Now, that is not to say that the Queen of Air doesn't have emotion. She very much does have emotion because she has been through so much in her life that it colors the way in which she looks at every single decision. It's just that she has a tendency to kind of, excuse me, keep her emotions on the down low. She still feels them. She absolutely feels them. She knows they're there. She's not at all like the Queen of Water where all of those emotions are kind of out on her sleeve. She keeps them on the down low, and she makes her decisions from that very analytical, very impartial place. Now, this is also a card that I have to say every single time that it's very important that you remember that Monday, Tuesday, you might be taking a look at your life and going, well, what parts of my life don't work for me anymore that I need to get rid of, that I need to set aside. And this can include people in your life too, drama queens and kings that you don't have a space for anymore. Now, Wednesday and Thursday, from Archangel Power Tarot cards, the card is Six of Gabriel. Now, this is very interesting. This would indicate that the work that we did with the Queen of Air on Monday, Tuesday was spot on. It was definitely the right thing to do because this is a card of success and victory and things really coming together. So those decisions that we made on Monday and Tuesday from that space of a very logical, impartial, intellectual place brings us to Wednesday, Thursday, where we get to be all passionate now. We can let it go. We can be like, woo-hoo, and enjoy the excitement and the joy of those decisions having been absolutely the right thing to do to allow us to experience victory and success. Now, this is also a card of great public recognition. You can see the guy on the card is coming into town. Big deal. It's a big deal. And so public recognition can be a part of this, but it's really about enjoying the success that came from Monday, Tuesday on Wednesday, Thursday, and allowing our passions to show and to come through and to enjoy that excitement. Now, you'll notice that one of the things that I asked, and it was largely because I was using Angel Answer Oracle cards and they just sort of have a different vibe, a different feel, was I asked the angels, well, what should we be focusing on for the weekend? And the card that we that we got is listen to your intuition. And so this tells me that the weekend should be more contemplative. It should be more about going within and thinking about, okay, Monday through Thursday, that's done. Yay. But now what? What is next for me? And allowing those divine messages to come through, allowing source to come through, allowing the universe to sort of play with you and say, hey, what are we going to do next? Now, one of the things that I really do like to do is, it's a part of my morning prayers, is that I ask, and this, it's like I'm always pushing ask, but this is the way in which I do it, is that I ask my guardian angels to be of assistance to me in all ways, in all things, in all directions of time, and that they have absolutely my permission to be a part of assisting me in everything that happens in an unlimited way throughout my day. And so you might ask your guardian angels to spend some time and to ask them. It's like, you know what? Let's have some messages. Let's have some inspiration, some epiphany, some clarity. This card really is, and it's going to make sense for me because my deadline's Thursday. And so for me, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, this is really a good card for me. Remember, I am always teaching my students the reading is just as much for the reader as it is for the people who are getting the reading. So for me, this is definitely going to be a part of my weekend because I will have completed that part. And so my team and I are actually even having a staff meeting, all of us, to talk about 2019 and planning and what's our priorities. And you might do the same sort of thing. Even if you don't have a team, even if it's just you, what are your priorities going into the last 2 months of 2018? And how does that set you up for 2019? And allowing your intuition, allowing divine guidance to be the aspect that gives you that information so that you know what to do. So if you're just joining us, hi, I'm Radleigh Valentine. This is Ask Rad, and we have just done our angel messages for the week. And if you miss them, you don't really have to worry about having missed them at all, because when this is over, they will be available to you on Instagram. They'll be available to you on Facebook. They'll also be on YouTube, and you can go back and watch them whenever you choose to. So now we're going to start doing some readings. For those of you, though, I did want to just mention that my next book, The Compendium of Magical Things, will be coming out in early December, and time is starting to run out for your opportunity to get $120 worth of free gifts by pre-ordering the book. So if that's of interest to you, time is running out. The book comes out December 4th, so we really only have exactly 1 month from today where those gifts are going to start to vanish. And so if you are interested in all of those free gifts, a 3-part video course on speaking with the divine and meditations about getting clear messages and all the other things that are for free, time's running out. I don't know about you. I don't even know what happened to October. I mean, October to me just went and it was gone. And November is very likely going to be the same way. So if this is something you're interested in, hurry up, grab that. Okay. All right. So let's get started on readings. Let's see. Let's grab this one just because it showed up for me. And this one is Nina, I think. So, oh yeah, I got cooler glasses so I don't look so old manish when I have to put them on. So Nina says, hi Nina, hi Rad, is there a message for me today? I'm trying to get my life back on track. Well, I can certainly understand that. So that's a very much a question about empowerment and self-confidence. So that makes me want to go to Archangel Power Tarot cards. So we're going to pull a card for Nina now. Here we go. Empress says you love my glasses. Thank you. My husband picked them. All right, so 2 and 1. Okay, for Nina, getting our life back on track. Well, King of Ariel. So this is a really great card. I mean, this is a financial abundance and a sense that everything's turning up roses, everything's coming up, positive for you. So this is definitely a card that would indicate that you are in a space where things are about to turn around. That whole sense of needing to get your life back on track is going to go away because you're going to definitely feel like life is back on track. But I would also sort of pay attention, particularly if abundance and prosperity are issues for you, Nina, of people who might be able to assist you. Okay, so I'm getting this hit. I think I see the book on my bookshelf. Hold on, okay. Nope, that's not it. I'm coming back, I promise. Okay, all right. So there's this book that would be great for you on this topic, but I can't find it. Sherry, it is, or Garrett, it's that little bitty green book that we used to be taught about when we take angel classes. That's all about abundance and prosperity, and you work the book for 30 days. And I think it's Jonathan Price maybe is the author. We'll post it for you, Nina. We'll find it. We'll post it for you. And so that's a book that you might be very helpful to you when it comes to abundance and prosperity. But really where I was kind of going with that particular topic was just finding a mentor who can assist you in helping you to get your life back on track for any particular issue that makes you feel as though life is off track. I just have this feeling that, that 2019 is going to be John Price, the 40-day something. Yeah, right. Thank you, Instagram. Lizzie. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I just can't find it. I must not keep it. My feng shui person, the amazing Tanya Yonke, is really insistent that I not keep books on my bookshelves that I'm not using, because apparently that's really bad feng shui. So I don't go to that book very often anymore. So anyway, so check that out. Think about a mentor. Think about someone who can give you advice. I really feel like 2019 is going to be something of a turnaround year for us. Please, God, it has to be. All right, so let's go to Instagram. So Roxanne is asking, will I meet my soulmate this year? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put away Archangel Power Tarot cards. I like the Romance Angels Oracle cards for questions like this for Roxanne. So, excuse me. Okay. Alrighty then. Will you meet your soulmate this year? Okay. All right. Well, so the answer to that, Instagram. The answer to that question is, it is safe for you to love. It is safe for you to love. Now, I consider this to be a positive card, an indicator. Let me read the card for you. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. So, I like your emoticon, Roxanne. So, I think that this is a very positive card for you in that particular aspect. But I do think that it sort of does, of course, indicate a need to make sure that you are in a place of positiveness about this aspect, that there's nothing residual left over from old relationships or old experiences that leaves you in sort of a place where you don't feel like it's safe to love. It's really important that you kind of get past that and kind of and believe that it is safe for you. So Carmen is saying that answer is also for me, and I love that, which is something I didn't say at the beginning of this episode of Ask Rad, is that it is important because there's going to be over 1,000 questions easily by the time we get to the end of Ask Rad. Obviously, I can't do all of those questions. So do trust that the angels and the God and Goddess, the universe, whatever words you want to use, has the ability to provide an answer to you at the same moment that they are providing an answer to somebody else. Oracle Tarot energy is saying, I'm getting there with that message. So see, this is really striking a chord with multiple people, and I really love it when that happens. Doris is saying self-love first. I agree with that, Doris, from the standpoint of if you can't love yourself, how in the heck are you going to love somebody else? Can I get an amen up in here? So, yeah, that. All right. Okay, so stop laughing, Garrett. Okay, so let's see. So that was Romance Angels. Let's put that away. Let's see. Okay, I clicked on one. Who knows what it says? Anne says, hi, I wanted to know my angel names, please. Okay, well, actually, I do this sometimes when I am preparing for Ask Rad. One of the things that will happen is that angel names will start to come through, and I just trust that the first person who asks about angel names, or the second or the third, depending on how many angel names came through, that these angel names are them. And so the first name, well, actually, both names are not necessarily common names. So the first name for you, Anne, is Ceres, and it's C-E-R-E-S, Ceres. And that is a female feeling energy. And then for the other one is a male energy, and it's Bartholomew. So Ceres, C-E-R-E-S, and Bartholomew. So those are angel names for Anne for today. So, okay, where did it go? Put on your glasses, Riley. Okay, there it is. Okay. All right, so back to Instagrammers. Let's see. So I hate having to wear glasses. C. Michelle says, hi, Rad. I need clarity if I should leave my job and move to a different state with my family. Thank you. Michelle. So that's a big question. That's a big question, and a powerful question, and an important question. And I have noticed that on Ask Rad and on my radio show, Magical Things with Radleigh Valentine, that happens on Thursdays at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, is that moving is a big thing that's going on right now. And I think part of that is because people are feeling this need for a re-vibrancy in their life, right? Yeah, it is a life-changing thing to do, Michelle. It really is. But I think that people are really looking for this sense of, I'm done with the old energy. I want new energy. I want fresh experiences, fresh, a sense of newness, a sense of new beginning. And so I think that's why a lot of people, Michelle's saying, a completeness of happiness. What a beautiful way of putting it. That is brilliant, Michelle. A completeness of happiness. So I'm going to go to Fairy Tarot cards just because of their ability. Empress of the Occult is saying, shaking off the dust. Yes, shaking off the dust. And so I'm going to use these because the fairies are so great at manifesting. Cynthia's like, I'm on board with this one. I am on board with this one. All right, so let's see what we get, okay? And so Seven of Autumn. So I think that this is a positive card, okay? it's a card that it talks about that which you are wanting to create, you will get. It will happen. And now keep in mind that this is a card that does talk about patience. So you're probably not going to be packing up the car and leaving tomorrow. Okay, so this is a card that does want us to wait for perfect timing. And so the answer is yes, and but the answer is not tomorrow. So it's kind of like you'll know when it's the right time, because one of a couple of things will happen. First of all, I would not discourage you at all from going ahead and starting to look for another job in the place in which you would like to live. I would not discourage that at all, because if the perfect job or the perfect career move for you shows up, then go for that. That means that everything is ripe and everything has come to its fruition. Now, this card is autumn, so it does indicate that this is happening in autumn, but not tomorrow necessarily. So I would, go ahead, start looking for a job, start looking for a place, and wait for that sense, that feeling, that knowing, that sense of this is it. This is right. This is the right time. I know it. That feeling of this is it. That's what you're looking for. Okay? But it does look like happening. Yes. One of the things I did want to tell you guys, for those of you who might not have heard, is that I have a spin-off. We did a spin-off to Ask Rad that's called Ask Rad and Friends. And this happens on Thursdays at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. It's a lead-in, in essence, to my radio show. And where I have my friends in the spiritual community come and spend 15 minutes with me. That's all. It's just 15 minutes, nothing too long, nothing past people's current ability to focus on, because there's too much going on in the world and too much going on in their lives. And so this Thursday, I'm super excited. My guest is going to be Dougal Fraser. Yes, the color guy. And so Dougal Fraser is going to be my guest, and we are going to be talking about just all kinds of wonderful, magical things. Now, Dougal is also going to be on my Hay House radio show. I think it's the second Thursday of December. And that's going to be a fun show too, because we're going to be because he's all about color. So we're going to be talking about the colors of the holidays. Why is Christmas red and green? Why is Hanukkah blue and silver? Why are particular holidays the particular colors they are? And what does that represent, and what does that mean? Kingsley Cartwright is saying Dougal is pretty amazing. Yes, he is. He is pretty amazing. He's at Crapallo right now, but he will be back home in time for us to do Ask Rad and Friends right here on Facebook. And so check it out and get to see how silly Radley and Dougal can be together, because I'm telling you the answer is pretty silly. All right. Okay, cool. So let's go back to Facebook. So Madeline is saying, hi, Rad, any messages for my guardian angel, Ingrid? I love that Madeline has already done her own intuitive work and trusted the information that she got about who her guardian angel is and knows that her name is Ingrid. I love that. So we are going to, in order to get that, well, hey, why wouldn't we? We're going to go to Guardian Angel Tarot cards in order to get messages from Ingrid for Madeline. I'm so sorry. Excuse me. I just got back from Hawaii where I did an event, and I left where I live, and it was like 78, 80 degrees warm, blah, blah. Came home, all the leaves were off the trees. It was cold. So it's been sort of a like shake up for me. And so it's kind of like catching my breath occasionally. So, all right, so let's see what we have from Madeline as a message from Ingrid. 2 and 1. Okay. Well, so the card is Eight of Abundance. Now, this is a card that I really like. Eight of Abundance is this card where it's time to learn something new. See, we've got these little kids and they're learning something new. They're learning math, but don't let that throw you. I'm not suggesting math per se, but what I am suggesting is it's time to learn something new. So when this card shows up, I really do like to sort of think of, well, what am I drawn to? What are my passions? What would I like to learn? One of my students for the Certified Angel Tarot Reader course was just asking in the private group right before I came on, well, what are some good books on astrology? I'd really like to learn astrology. And so it's like, okay, so that's a passion for her right now. That's something that she's really interested in. That's something that she's really wanting to learn. And so if you look here, what you'll see is we've got this little guy and he's learning something, and this little girl is really helping out. And Madeline mentioned that her guardian angel's name is Ingrid, therefore a feminine energy. And so she'll help you, Madeline, with whatever your passions are, whatever it is that you're wanting to learn about. She will help you with that if you let her and if you ask her. Back to Instagram, will 2019 be a better year for me? This is for Mona, FRK Mona. Will 2019 be a better year for you? I'm hoping it'll be a better year for all of us, but we're going to go to Angel Tarot cards for that. So here we go. For Mona, 2 and 1. All right, so Page of Water. So yes, I mean, Page of Water is, I mean, it's a lot of things. I mean, people really like to look at it from the standpoint of relationships and romance, and it can be that. It can absolutely be a card that talks about where romance or relationships come into your life. And if that's something you're looking for, that's great. If you're already in a relationship, it can talk about the resurgence of a relationship. Let me show Mona what this looks like. A resurgence of a relationship. But also, the thing about it is that the suit of water is not just about romance. It's about emotion and it's about intuition. These are the two things that it's really, really about. And so when we see this card, it can represent that something emotional is going to be happening in your life that feels really positive, a positive emotional experience. It can also be the ramping up of your intuition, the ramping up of your divine gifts. The divine guidance will make itself known to you in ways that feel really good to you. So I think it's going to be a year of feeling positively, new experiences that feel positive to you, your divine guidance ramping up, all of those kinds of things happening. They might happen through romance. They might happen through a friendship that's particularly intimate but platonic. I don't know about you. I have several relationships that are like that. My friends John and Dan in particular, where they're very intimate relationships, but they're platonic. So those can be just as rewarding as romantic relationships in lots of ways. So that's the card for you, Mona, on that particular topic. And also, for those of you who might remember this, remember Radscopes. I know, blast from the past, right? So I am going to be doing, just as soon as I finish this book deadline, which is almost done, one of the things I'm going to be working on for November and December is Radscopes for 2019. So those of you who are curious about what 2019 is going to look like, Radscopes is where I take tarot and blend it with astrology, and I go through all 12 signs of the zodiac and tell you quarter by quarter, a quarter being every 3 months, what 2019 is going to be looking like. And so I'm going to be working on that, and we'll let you know as soon as they are available. But that's going to be coming up, probably going out, I'm guessing, no, Radscopes. Kingsley Carter said Rad's Ghosts. No, Rad Scopes. It's RAD capital SCOPES. You're so cute. Rad Scopes. And so those will be coming up probably. I think we'll probably send them out. I'll talk to my team about it when we have our big meeting on Friday. I'm kind of feeling like they'll go out end of December, early January. Cynthia said, I thought you said Rad Ghosts too. No, Rad Scopes. All right, so back to reading. So I think we're on Instagram. So let's see. Will you be doing, well, let me answer this. It's me. Will you be doing any guided meditations? Yes, and yes, and yes. That is absolutely a big focus for us for 2019. So you can count on that coming up as well. I want to do guided meditations for each of the 15 primary archangels, some guided meditations on particular topics like abundance or health or career or romance, all of those things, working with your guardian angels. We're going to be doing all of those things. That is definitely a focus for 2019 that's coming. So yes, it definitely will be coming. All right, so let's see. Vane Mars is saying a message about romance ? So let's go back then to Romance Angels Oracle cards. All right. So let's go back to that if we can get them out of the box. Here we go. So this is for Vane. Okay. And for anyone else who's asking about a relationship reading, sort of like tune in and see if this message isn't also for you. Okay. See if this message isn't also for you. So here we go. All right. And all right, so here we go. So the card is, are you ready? The card is passion. Passion. And the card says, allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. So passion. So gosh, there's just a whole bunch of things that this could mean. So let's work our way through it. And again, for anyone who is thinking about love life, romance, these kinds of things, I'm going to be talking about the various meanings of this card. And what I want you to do is I want you to tune in. So because you're an intuitive person as well, you have divine gifts as well. So I want you to tune in and go, which of these messages is the one for me? So passion. So for me, this can mean several things. It can mean a love affair. All right, a love affair that's about to come into your life. Now, I tend to, for my Tarot students out there, I tend to think about this card as being somewhat along the lines of the Knight of Water. So a pretty passionate experience, could also be the Knight of Fire, but kind of more about the Knight of Water. This relationship that comes in and just sweeps you off your feet. Creates this like, wow, passion kind of experience. Now, if you're already in a relationship, this card can indicate a resurgence of that kind of experience within your relationship, a place where passion sort of starts to reassert itself, to where it comes back into the relationship. Now, passion can be that whole physical passion kind of experience, but passion can also be a passion for your partner, a passion for romance, a passion for romance in your life. And so sure, we can be in a relationship, or we can be wanting a relationship, and this card can also talk about putting your passion into finding that relationship. What are you doing if you don't have a relationship? What are you doing in order to find one? Are you putting yourself out there? Are you making it a priority? Is it just something you do on the side? Are you on a website or something and you check it once every week and nothing much is happening there? Well, that's not much passion. That's not putting very much law of attraction or positive energy into that particular thing. Oracle Chart says working. Well, that's not necessarily, I mean, it's like, I understand the importance of work, and I would be the last person to tell you that relationship is the only thing that matters. You do kind of sort of have to have a balance between these things. Passion does, I mean, relationships are work, including finding relationships, but also putting your passion into a current relationship is just as equally as important, so that you can bring the kind of energy into your life that you are looking for. Okay, so let's put away those. Yeah, Oracle, I know, I get it. You'd like to have love. So you have to find a way to have the time in your life, not just for work, but also to have time for romance. Either that, or you're going to have to be clear that it's like, okay, I'm going to do the career thing first, and the relationship thing will just have to come later. If that's your choice, and that is your emphasis and your focus, then that's great. That is a perfectly real, it's a perfectly okay thing to choose. But you got to have, if you want both at the same time, then you're going to have to find a way to have energy for both at the same time. All right, so let's see. Okay, so let's see. All right. So Tamara's saying anything for me. All right. All right, anything. So let's go to Angel Answer Oracle cards. All right, Angel Answer Oracle cards for Tamara. Compromise. Now, the typical interpretation of this card is the need to compromise with someone else. For Oracle over here on Instagram, she might have to compromise with herself, figuring out how to compromise career and relationship. So it can also be a compromise with ourselves, where we decide, okay, I want this and I want that, and I have to find a way in which to balance these two things. Compromise can also be a very emotional thing. Let's say that there's something going on in Tamara's life where she's got to choose between forgiveness and holding on to energy. Well, what might be a compromise between those two things? Well, a compromise might be to do the forgiveness, knowing that forgiveness does not necessarily mean forgetting. It doesn't necessarily mean that, oh, I'm going to forgive and I'm just going to walk right back into the same situation again. And I think sometimes people think that. They think that if I forgive, then I might forget, and I might be opening myself up for the same sadness or sorrow or hurt to happen in our lives. And that is not true. It doesn't have to be true. But compromise. So Tamara, compromise outside of yourself, compromise with someone else, a spouse, a partner, someone at work, or compromise with yourself from an emotional standpoint, compromise from your decisions, compromise in a way that brings you peace and joy. Okay? All right. Okay, guys, so that's all the time we have for today. I am going to sign off, download this video, wait for it to download, and then upload it to YouTube. So it will be on Facebook, it will be on YouTube, it will be on Instagram. All of these places, you will find it. And so if you missed our angel messages for the week, I used three decks for angel messages for the week this week for November 4th through the 11th. So check it out. It's kind of fun. Totally a different way of looking at things. I am going to go back to work now. This is a labor of love for me. I am so excited about this new deck. I cannot even begin to tell you. I just feel like it's my best work. I'm just excited. So anyway, you guys have a magical week. And I will see you guys next week. Don't forget, Ask Grad and Friends, Thursday, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. Me and my sweet friend, Dougal Fraser, will be talking about color and angels and gosh, only knows what else. Love you guys. Have a magical week. Mwah. See you later.